Hi, my name is Jason Holland. I'm the roving Latin America editor for International Living. And with the annual retirement index coming up, I want to tell you about why I think Mexico, which is where I live, might take the top spot. There are many benefits to living in Mexico. The first one would be the lower cost of living. A typical retired couple can live very well on $2,000 to $2,500 per month for all their expenses, and some people live on even less. The weather in Mexico is great year-round. If you've ever been to the beach in Mexico, you know that in the depths of winter up in the United States and Canada, you're enjoying a tropical drink on the beach in Mexico. And when you're in the interior of Mexico, the highlands, you have a temperate, spring-like climate year-round. The Mexican culture is rich and diverse, with so many traditions, fiestas, parades, and fairs that you can take part in as somebody who lives in Mexico. And of course, you can't beat the Mexican food, and each region has its own distinct cuisine. Also in Mexico, you'll have all the modern conveniences, and it feels very first world. You have a great highway system, you have high-speed internet, including fiber optic just about everywhere, cell phone coverage is good, and you have many name brands and type stores that you recognize from back home right here in Mexico. And so those are just a few of the reasons I think Mexico might rank very highly in the annual retirement index. We'll just have to see how it plays out. Okay, so let's talk about real estate in Mexico. Okay, so we're in a colonial city right now, and you can get colonial homes in the center of town for a couple $100,000. In general, throughout Mexico, you can get homes in great neighborhoods, whether it's a modern home, an apartment, or a condo, 2 or 3 bedrooms for $150,000, sometimes less, sometimes a lot more. This includes walk to the beach and ocean view condos as well in places like Puerto Vallarta and the Riviera Maya. Now, as far as rentals go, you're going to find rentals from $400 and up. I'd say about an average rental in a nice location, whether you're on the beach or in a colonial city, is about $1,000. And that's in a great neighborhood where you can walk to everything and you don't need a car. And to find rentals, there are a couple different options. We have real estate offices, just like the one I'm here, that sell land and property and homes, but they also rent out homes as well for long-term rentals. You can go on Facebook, you can go on online classifieds like Craigslist, as well as the Spanish language versions of those. And you can just network with people. You visit a place, you get to know some local expats, some locals, and you ask them where the good rentals are and the good property and home deals are as well. So that's real estate in Mexico. Okay, so I want to share with you some details about the cost of living here in Mexico. As I mentioned, a typical retired couple can live well on $2,000 to $2,500 per month. Some people live on much less, and you can also spend much more. But I want to tell you about some typical costs because it's very affordable to live in Mexico for your daily expenses. For example, when you go out to dinner at a nice place for a couple, and you're going to have some wine or a beer or maybe some cocktails before or after, you're going to spend about $40 total. There are also plenty of cheaper neighborhood restaurants where you can get away with a meal for less than $10. And one of my favorite things to do is get street food, and I love to get tacos, and those are about 50 cents each. Okay, so some entertainment. Say you want to go to the symphony or a jazz concert, world-class music. You're going to spend about $5 to $10 per ticket. If you want to go to the movies, and we do have movies in English in Mexico, you're going to spend about $3 per ticket. And if you want to splurge and get the VIP experience with the comfy reclining seats, you're going to spend about $5. And in Mexico, there's also plenty of free entertainment. Because the local governments are always putting on concerts or dance recitals or some sort of fiesta or fair. You also have lots of live music in bars and restaurants. So there's lots of free entertainment in Mexico too. But I also want to share with you some of the boring stuff, some of the nuts and bolts stuff. So this is my gas bill, which I got filled up the tank yesterday. And it came to 2,068 pesos, which is about $108 US. One of the best ways to save money and lower your cost of living when you're in Mexico is to shop like the local shop. So often that means go to the tianguis, which is where we are right now. It's a weekly open-air market that has produce, fish, meat, clothes, tools, power tools, electronics, just about anything you can think of. So we're gonna go check it out.
Okay, so we just got a papaya and 3 apples to have after lunch today, and it was 35 pesos, which is about, let's see, a little under $2, so it's a great deal. Una bolsita de jícama. Sí. ¿Pica mucho?
Si gusta, le pongo de los dos para que
Ok, mejor, una mezcla. Alright, so we just got some jicama, which is a great snack. It was 15 pesos, which is less than $1. And they also have these big cups of cut fruit for 25 pesos, which is a little more than $1. So it's a great deal. We're getting a dozen roses for 70 pesos, which is less than $4.
Filtra y purifica la sangre y en otro riñón filtra el orina, los tallos de la uretra. Por eso
Hey, so we're in the heart of Tianguis, the farmer's market, and just got this big thing of honey for 40 pesos, which is about $2. So we just got a pound of roasted pork with a little spicy salsa, and it was 110 pesos, which is a little bit more than $5. Okay, so we just got 4 different types of tacos, and we paid 48 pesos. These are just made. It's a great place to get street food at the markets in Mexico, and we paid 48 pesos, which is about $2.50. Okay, so when you're in Mexico, you have a couple of different options when you're talking about visas and residence. The tourist visa is 180 days. So that means 6 months. So if you're visiting Mexico or you're going to live here part-time, say 4 or 5, 6 months out of the year, it's perfectly fine to just come in on a tourist visa, as long as you leave after 180 days. The other options are temporary or permanent residence. So with temporary residence, you're going to need to show an income, monthly income of about $1,500 or about $25,000 in assets in a bank or retirement account or investments. The great thing with the tourist visa and the temporary residence visa is that you get to bring your US or Canadian plated car into the country, and you can do that for the length of your visa. Now with the permanent residency visa, the requirements are a little bit stricter, $2,500 per month in income or $100,000 in assets in a bank account, investment account, retirement account, or something similar to that. When you get to be a resident in Mexico, you can stay in the country however long you like. But the other big benefit is that you get to join the National Healthcare Program. Basically, you get low-cost, high-quality healthcare. And if you're age 60 plus, you can also join the program that gives you discounts on everything from theater tickets to travel, to prescription drugs, to eyeglasses, and everything in between. So that's residence in Mexico. One of the great benefits of Mexico is its high quality, low cost healthcare. You have first world modern facilities throughout the country. clinics and hospitals, including Joint Commission International certified hospitals. You get all the specialists, the doctors are trained in all the latest techniques, they have all the modern equipment and technology, medical technology. So you get great healthcare in Mexico. Now there's both a private and a government-run public healthcare systems. So in the private system, basically you could pay cash if you'd like, and a doctor's visit is about $50, a specialist a little bit more. Diagnostic testing is also very affordable, even if you pay cash. For example, my son had a CAT scan several months ago, and the cost was $250, and it was another $50 for the consultation from the doctor. So very affordable in Mexico. In general, you're going to pay about 25 to 50% of what your healthcare would cost in the US. In the private system, you can use insurance. You can get an international insurance policy that would cover you in Mexico and throughout the world. You can also go through a Mexican health insurance company and get a policy, and they're a fraction of the cost of what they are in the US. There's also government-run healthcare systems as well, and this is good basic care. A lot of expats kind of mix and match the public and private system, because in the public system sometimes there are longer wait times and not as many specialists available and that sort of thing. So a lot of expats kind of mix and match the public and private systems, using the public system for basic things, and for more complicated procedures or to see a specialist, they might go through the private system. So that's healthcare in Mexico, another great benefit of this country. Okay, now I want to talk to you about the climate in Mexico. Well, Mexico is a large country. It's about 3 times the size of Texas, so you are going to see a variety of climates throughout the country. Right now it's a beautiful 75 degrees, it's sunny out, and we're in the central part of Mexico, up in the mountains at about 6,000 feet elevation in a town called San Miguel de Allende. And this is the temperature that you're going to find during the day throughout most of the year. In the summer months, you will get up into the high 80s on some hot days during hot spells. And at night, it's going to cool down tonight to about the 50s. Generally, it's in the 50s or 60s at night in this part of Mexico. Now, right now on the coast, however, in places like Puerto Vallarta or the Riviera Maya, you are going to have more warm and humid weather. So you're going to be in the mid to high 80s during this time of year. In the winter months, though, it cools off quite a bit, so you're going to be in the mid to low 80s during the day with some nice sea breezes, cooling off into the 70s at night. In northern Baja California, they have a very specific climate there. It's very much like Southern California, so it's going to be very temperate year-round, 70s, 80s during the day, 50s and 60s at night. So that's the climate in Mexico, and basically there's something that's going to fit everybody's lifestyle and wants and needs. So in Mexico, there's always some sort of celebration going on, a fiesta, a parade, a holiday, a municipal government putting on some live music or something like that. And right now we're in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, and we're in the last days of Day of the Dead. So there's lots of people in the main plaza just having a great time. Okay, so one of my favorite things to do, and a lot of expats as well, is to go to a sidewalk cafe on a Sunday afternoon and enjoy a nice glass of wine for $3. We're in the central plaza, so lots of people about having dinner, having drinks, having coffee, whatever you want, just enjoying the perfect weather that we have. So of course, if you were on the coast, you'd probably be at the beach having a cold beer with your toes on the sand, but here in central Mexico, we go to the plazas, to the sidewalk cafes, so cheers. Hey there, so we're in a typical open-air Mexican restaurant. It's a beautiful day, so we're eating outside. And eating out in Mexico is tremendously cheap. I just want to share with you we have some guacamole here. This is 80 pesos, which is about $4. We have a glass of wine and a margarita, just a couple bucks each. So this is kind of a mid-range restaurant, and that's basically what a lot of expats do. Go to a nice place, have a nice meal with some tacos. Tacos are coming, they're in the kitchen right now. If you go to a more expensive place, you can plan on spending about $40 to $50 per couple, and you can also get street tacos for 50 cents each. So you have a lot of options for eating out in Mexico, and it's just a fun thing to do. Go out, have a few drinks in the nice weather, and that's eating out in Mexico. Okay, so one of my favorite meals in Mexico is this right here. It's a molcajete. We have steak, shrimp, and chicken, cheese, hot peppers, and onions in a steaming stone bowl here. So it's delicious, and it's only $10 for this whole thing. So the cool thing about Mexico is you can get musicians to play for you at your table at dinner. And then, like these guys, they'll play some romantic songs. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour of Mexico. Hope you learned a little bit about this great country. I'm very excited because the annual retirement index is coming out very soon, and I want to see where Mexico is in the standings. We usually do pretty well. So if you want to see the retirement index right after it comes out, you can sign up below for our daily postcards, which come to you via email. Our postcard readers are going to be the first to know the top spots in the retirement index. So just sign up for the postcards. You'll get notified about the index, and you'll also get a daily email that highlights some great locations and benefits of retiring abroad around the world. Thank you so much.